I've always wondered how hard it would be to be totally self-sufficient when it comes to food. And when I think about food, I think of supermarkets. For the next 4 weeks, that's all going to change. I'm going to catch, grow, or find every single bit of food that I need to eat. And I honestly don't know if this is going to be an absolute breeze or if it's going to be the hungriest, most uncomfortable 4 weeks of my life.
So you might be noticing a bit of a theme happening. I start out with the best laid plans, visions of eating something delicious like mud crabs, and then those plans are quashed and I end up scraping by and losing a lot of weight in the process. This week I was supposed to go out and look into feral pests, things like deer and rabbits, because just like everyone else, coronavirus is a total spanner in the works and it's thrown everything out. I've got to stick around here and I've got to go to plan B. Plan B involves this: hopefully not getting bitten by a snake, and in the process, finding as many insects as I can. Big grasshopper. Ha! Ah!
This may seem a bit weird, but for about 2 billion people, insects are a part of their standard diet.
Oh, Helen, mate.
Although a lot of insects are safe to eat, it's best to get guidance from an expert if you're unsure of what you're doing.
I'm munching away. And there's a big termite mound here. I'm just going to rip this apart as much as possible and get as many termites as I can.
After catching these guys, they went straight into the freezer.
They're all safe to eat, including the scorpion. I've just got to cut off his tail where the sting is. I feel a bit bad. I caught these 2 grasshoppers shagging, forever frozen in the act of lovemaking. A scorpion. Whoa, scorpion! Wasn't expecting that. Scorpion kind of puffed up. Got the others on. What a smorgasbord. What a treat. Doesn't look too bad, but basically I reckon I'm going to be getting way more protein and sustenance from the bunion up and salad than from the insects. Well, here goes. I've never really eaten insects before. I don't really know what to expect, so you're going to get like a live, genuine insect eating review here. I'll start with this guy, scorpion. I've deep fried him. Actually delicious, actually really good. Cooked to perfection. Grasshopper! Nah, I just didn't cook it so well. It was chewy. Spider, well done. Spider, good. Hello cricket, little buddy. Also good. That guy tasted nutty. That was nice. Cricket's good. The thing I've been finding, I know it's going to be the case with these termites, I'm sure. This amount of termites, and there's quite a few in there. There's probably like 500 or so termites. I'm expending more energy catching the insects than I am actually getting back when I'm eating them. So for insects to be a sustainable food source, either you've got to be better at catching them than I am, or you probably got to farm them, I reckon.
My approach to insects clearly isn't working. But I know someone who reckons insects will be a key protein of the future. And I'm really keen to get her insights.
Hello.
Hi, Olympia.
In a nutshell, I mean, why insects? Why should people eat insects? Or why are they a good source of protein?
When they're prepared well, they're like the cross between a cashew and a prawn cracker.
Yeah.
And like those are the 2 best foods on the planet. And we need to sort of create diversity in our food so that in times of crisis we can be open to more options.
So diversity is kind of strength, right? It's resilience. It gives you resilience.
That's right. Yeah. And in a climate changed world, we're going to need resilience of producing food. So animals don't do well when it's 45 degrees outside, but we can create climate controlled environment in our cities for insects, and that is an opportunity.
That's a big point, isn't it? So you can potentially grow insects right in the middle of a city where if you've got a little bit of space.
Yeah, we've got different robotic systems that can farm human consumption protein out of a shipping container, and that could be plopped anywhere. I'm not wanting to do away with cattle farming, or that's not where I'm trying to go. The two things can't be true at the same time. And when I say that, I'm talking about climate change is real, but we'll be able to farm the same. Like the two things don't exist together. And so one way or the other, one of them has to change. Doesn't look like we're changing our course on the climate side. And so we really must change how we think about making food.
Beautiful. Thanks heaps for that, Olympia. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, lovely, Nick. Have a great week.
Unfortunately, I don't have an insect farm, and my insect options are pretty limited.
Being really pleasantly surprised about the flavour of insects this week. Doesn't apply to termites. You can eat them, but they taste like shit.
Living off the insects I've collected,
Bunny nuts are much better,
isn't going to cut it. But as the project nears its end, I've got just enough chicken, fish and garden veggies to see me through.
All right, so I'm back to where it all started, back at the doctor's. I'm gonna check back in with Christina now. She's gonna do all the measurements, my weight. I'm nervous again, don't know why, but hopefully the results are good. Hi Christina.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. I mean, certainly if we look at your physical parameters and biochemical parameters, we have seen some positive changes in both of those things.
Yeah.
Your weight, you dropped down 9.8 kilos.
Yeah.
So almost at the 10
Almost
kilo,
10, almost
at
10.
the 10 kilo mark. And so I think it is really important that you go, what were the parts of this that worked for me, that were sustainable changes in terms of making those positive changes from a lifestyle perspective, so that it becomes that new you as opposed to something that you did for a very short period of time.
Well, a bit better than last time. Bloody hell. I'm pretty amazed to have lost 10 kilos. My cholesterol is back down into the normal range. It's really about keeping it going now. I've got to keep it up and continue to make those changes. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bit of a blip. But it is really, really encouraging to see what a difference you can make in such a short period of time.
As well as losing a lot of weight, there were some other really positive side effects to the experiment. My blood cholesterol level dropped from 6.1 to 4.4, which puts it in the healthy range. My liver function improved, and my waist circumference, which is an indicator of cardiovascular risk, dropped from 99 to 91 centimetres. No coffee and no booze meant I slept better, and after a rough start, overall I was feeling more positive and had more energy. I didn't spend a cent on food, and after the first week, I hardly used any fuel. That meant I finally had some money left over in my bank account at the end of each paycheck. I also almost never opened the rubbish bin. Nothing I ate was packaged, and anything I didn't eat went straight into the compost, to the chooks, or to the dog. The experience of killing my own meat has given me a much greater appreciation for the animal behind that meat. I didn't enjoy the killing part, and I plan to eat much less meat now. But when I do eat it, I'd rather know where it came from, and if possible, to kill it myself. And now, with the challenge finally over, there's only one thing on my mind.
Super early in the morning, I'm doing the early shift, but I've got a secret weapon. Yeah. Coffee time. Coffee.
So that's all, folks. When I started 4 weeks ago, I was genuinely frightened about what was to come, that I was in for something really hard, and it turned out I was. It was really, really hard. But at the same time, I was always hungry, but I didn't feel like I always had to eat. There was just some sort of adjustment that went on. And look, I mean, from the environmental side as well, so much of my food came from here that I think environmentally, it's got to have a big tick. Like, it's the local thing. It's, you know, not using lots of pesticides and fertilizers. It's not eating much red meat. It's all of those things. Like, it has to be good. I went into this with one mindset, thinking that it was going to be really, really just not practical to be self-sufficient in terms of food. And I've come out of it thinking, actually, it's a lot more achievable than I'd previously thought. I hope that people can see that there are a couple of things, at least, you know, that you can do that might reduce your footprint. In one way, I'm really glad that it's over, because it was really inconvenient, but in another way, I'm kind of sad. It feels like I'm sort of losing something, because I felt like I kind of got into a groove and discovered something that's kind of in me that I don't want to lose now. At the very beginning, Sarah had the ingenious idea of having some espresso martinis at the end of it, combining the loves of coffee and, what is it? Well, yeah, alcohol. Vodka and Kahlua. Good things. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. One baby, one camera, 3 hands. Cheers.
Cheers, well done.
Thank you. Thanks for your support. That was lovely. That's lovely. And I'm spent.